Back with another On the Bench presented by the Bench Market. Pleased to be joined by Vees goaltender Carl Stankowski. Carl, it was a really good week for this team last week. 3 wins in 3 games, capped off by a 2-1 win over the Salmon Arm Silverbacks on Saturday night. But what was your view on the overall week? I know you got into one of those games last week on Friday against Merritt, but pretty good week for the team to have overall.
Yeah, it was great to get a good win against Vernon there to start off our week, and then kind of carried our momentum to Merritt. It was kind of an exciting game there. 9 goals, the offense took over, and then we translated that to the next game against Salmon Arm, and ended up getting another 2 points there. So it was a great week for us.
Obviously, as a goaltender and with yourself and then goaltending partner Yanni Peretz, you guys must have been happy with the way the week was. Only 3 goals against in 3 games. And it seems like the last little bit here, especially after Christmas, this team has really found a way to shut things down defensively, as well as a strong goaltending from yourself and Peretz. Have you seen that as well?
Yeah, we can't really do it without our D-man and our defensive structure. So that helps us a lot each night. Seeing pucks, getting the traffic out of our way, so we can control our rebounds and all that stuff helps us and keeping it low goal games.
So you come into your first season here with the Vees after joining the team just about halfway through the year, and I want to ask you about your relationship with Yaniv, because I know you two have had a pretty good one here so far, and you come in and it seems like it was kind of an instant bond with you guys. What's the goaltending relationship like with him?
Yeah, he's a great guy. I'm going to eat lunch with him and just talking goalie stuff in between periods with him. He's a really good guy, and he's a really funny guy. Something you don't really get to see of him on the ice, but no, he's awesome.
So as mentioned, halfway through the season, you come into Penticton, and you've had an opportunity to play in a few spots. Seattle is one of them, obviously, as a Western League champion there, and then also in Calgary. But how does Penticton stack up to those kind of organizations as well? Because it seems like, they're one of the better ones in junior hockey, if not the best one in junior hockey.
Oh yeah, getting 3,000 fans a night, it's something you never see here in junior hockey. So it's amazing. We have great fans, and coming in here, I wasn't really sure what to expect, but it's settled in really well, and I couldn't be happy to be here.
As a Calgary guy who grew up in Calgary and then obviously move around to play hockey a lot, but living in Penticton, how's the situation been there? I know there's been a lot of snow the last week, so maybe it felt like home a little bit more for you.
Yeah, the snow's kind of normal. I lost my wallet this week, so I think I dropped in the snow, so I'm waiting for that to clear up. But no, it kind of feels like home when there's a lot of snow here.
I wanted to ask you about your new pads too, because Friday night, obviously you got the start in that game, but you also got a special delivery with new pads. Take me through the process of that and kind of the design of that and what you thought of.
Yeah, so I kind of wanted to keep it simple. I got blue, black stripes, and base is white for the pad. So I think it looks sick. I came into the room before Merritt, and looked at my stall. I'm like, wow, this is Christmas for me. So they look sick. I'm gonna start breaking them in here soon, and hopefully the fans like them too.
You mentioned Christmas as a goaltender, and obviously that's kind of the saying whenever you get new gear, no matter what month it is, it's Christmas for you in January. So is that one of the best parts of being a goalie, is getting new gear?
Oh, for sure. Every goalie, especially growing up, they new gear, and I remember when I got new gear, I used to sleep in it. So I love it. It's been a big thing for me growing up, becoming a goalie. So every time I see it, I get super pumped.
So I wanted to ask you as well, goaltenders have kind of this superstition of having a lot of superstitions, and this kind of thought of that they do. Is there anything that you do that's kind of a bit out of the ordinary?
I don't think so. I think I'm a pretty normal goalie. I think if you ask some of the guys, they'd agree. But I listen to music before games, and in the room I have my headphones on, and guys know when I have those on, don't really talk to me that much. But other than that, I just have my same routine, juggling the balls, and no, it's really good, and that's pretty much it.
Lastly for you now, coming into the room halfway through the year, you had an opportunity to kind of survey everybody now. Who's the funniest guy in the room? Who always has you in stitches?
There's a lot of funny guys, but Mons is pretty funny. We go for breakfast with him a lot, and he's a character.
Well, appreciate your time. Thanks for this so much today, Carl, and it was great getting to know you a little bit more.
Yeah, thanks, Trev.
Join me next week for another episode of On the Bench presented by the Bench Market, where my guest will be Vees forward Colton Kalizik.